imagine that you're a person with an unwanted, unplanned pregnancy who lives in a state like Texas, which has already banned most abortions, or in one of the many states that is certain to ban abortion if the Supreme Court overturns Roe versus Wade. You might want to do what many of us automatically do when we need information about any single thing and don't know where to find it. You go on the internet, you go online, and that's exactly what's happening at one online abortion forum where visits have doubled. But seeking information about abortion online could carry risks, perhaps particularly in states like Texas, where the law encourages vigilantes to turn people in for helping others obtain abortions. The privacy risks are great enough that one organization has published a guide. Among its advice, use code words like for language on abortion. I'll ask Kat Tenporge, who joins us now, an NBC News reporter, about some of the code words that they recommend using. So what kind of information about abortion are people looking for online right now?
So thanks for having me, Zerlina. And the abortion access advocates who I spoke to said that online forums like the abortion subreddit are useful to tons of different people who may be seeking abortions themselves, looking to help a friend or a family member who is trying to figure out what their options are, as well as just in general, women who are panicking or are nervous about the news that Roe v. Wade might be getting rolled back and are looking toward the future and what types of availability will be out there for them.
Okay, the fact that this is even a topic is kind of scary. It sounds very Big Brother to me. It sounds very dystopian. I mean, I have a joke that we're in intersecting dystopias. So many dystopias at once, all intersecting and colliding with each other. But break down for us what kind of data is at risk for surveillance in a post-Roe world. Are we talking about the data on my phone, in my social media apps, on my social media accounts? What are we talking about here?
We're talking about all of those different types of data. There have been investigations that show, for example, that period tracker apps, things like Flow, which is an extremely popular app where women log their period data, that data has been found to be used with Facebook with targeted ads, targeting women with things about their potential pregnancies. We've also seen women who use things like Fitbits say that the watch itself has been able to figure out that they're pregnant. And so there's all different types of potentials for this data. And what I think a lot of people need to take into account is that it's not just a company like Facebook that might have access to that data. These data brokers can sell data to just about anyone. And in a state like Texas, where there's this vigilante law that incentivizes citizens to report others for trying to seek abortion care, then those people can then buy data, for example, that shows where people visiting abortion clinics are going before and after they visit the clinic. Location data, that's all up for sale. And so guides like the ones that you mentioned encourage women to use words that aren't abortion, that aren't pregnancy, and to be extremely careful about who they're sharing that type of information with.
This is really scary. Thinking about so many scenarios in which this seems really dangerous. Who's going to be collecting and tracking and utilizing this information in the state government? Like, so when you're talking, I'm thinking in my head of like a table of white men somewhere, you know, going through someone's period tracker data to find out when their last period was to see if they violated a statewide abortion ban. Is that what we're talking about? A room full of men going through my period data?
So I think what we could potentially see, and examples of what we've already seen in states that have restrictive abortion laws, are that in the event that abortion is considered a crime, if in the process of being prosecuted for a crime, the types of information that may be sought out are things that could suggest premeditation. So for example, if you've already been accused of illegally having an abortion, then subpoenas could be issued to data and social media companies to look through your past Google searches, your text messages, your emails. These things have already come up in court cases and have already been used to prosecute people who have had abortions.
Okay. What should people do in this moment to protect themselves now that I think that if they're listening to everything you're saying, they might be freaking out, including people who work to help others access abortions? And is there any way for people to remove their data before this Roe decision comes down this summer?
So the biggest thing to think about is just to conceptualize privacy and security in this digital age. A lot of people have become very used to the idea of open social media platforms, open communication online, without considering that there is a digital imprint of every action that you take. And so, for example, if you are going to be texting someone to pick you up and take you to an abortion clinic, you should consider using an app like Signal, which is an encrypted messaging app. If you're going to be Googling how you can order abortion pills, you should look toward browsers that value privacy and security like DuckDuckGo, rather than just doing a regular Google search on your computer. A lot of times we think about these things in hindsight, but it's important for people who are going to be seeking abortion care and who are going to be advocating for abortion access to think about these things before they talk about them online, before they post about them in social media groups.
This is maybe the scariest segment, just in terms of what the implications of all of this are, but I'm so glad that we had you, Kat, to talk about this, because people need this information. Kat Tenbarge, thank you so much for being here today. Please stay safe.
Hi, I'm Zerlina Maxwell. Thanks for checking out our channel on YouTube. You can see more from Zerlina by clicking any of the videos on this screen, and make sure you subscribe below to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. Thanks for watching.